Good morning, kindergarten. I wanted to talk to you about this read and write activity. So I went ahead and skipped to the second one because you probably did the one about the pink egg yesterday. So this would be for day 2 if you're going in order. If you're not, they're pretty much the same thing every day. There's just different words, okay? So what we do on this one, and it tells you up in the corner, it'll say read it, write it, glue it, draw it. So you have 4 steps for each page, okay? So you're going to read it, you're going to write the same sentence, then we're going to cut out these words down here and put them in order, and then we're going to draw a picture that makes sense with the sentence that we wrote. It's really important that you're still practicing making sure you know all the parts of a sentence. So we need a capital letter at the beginning, we need finger spaces, we need punctuation at the end, and we need it to make sense. Okay, and that's where we're going to check, does it make sense with our picture down here? Okay, so this one has a couple big words in it, but they're not too hard that you can't try to stretch them out and decode and figure out what that word is. There are also 4 sight words that you know. And that's most of the sentence, so I know you guys can do this if you try your best, okay? So we're going to get our tracking fingers ready, and the first part we're going to read it. So, sight word, sight word, sight word, sight word. Let's read together. Here we go. I can see the, whoa, that is not a sight word. Okay, so we're going to look at this word and we're going to stretch it out the best we can. I'm going to go first, okay? And whenever we stop to stretch out a word, then we always go back and start the sentence from the beginning so we can make sure it makes sense. So here we go. V, e, g, e, t, a, b, o. Vegetable. That doesn't seem right, okay? So I know that this G sometimes says a different sound. Its normal sound is a g, g, g sound. But sometimes it says j, 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 like a J. So all this time we've been learning, when some of us were so confused and said G says j, and I said, no, 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 it doesn't. Guess what? Sometimes it does. I had to trick you a little bit, okay? So let's try that j sound. V, e, j, e, t, able, vegetable, 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 vegetable. Wow, that's a big word. So let's go back here and read that with the word vegetable. Fingers ready? Read. I can see the vegetable. Good. I can see the vegetable. I see a little picture clue here that might help us. And I see another big word that we need to stretch out. Here we go. G, ard, in, garden. All right, we got our last word. Let's go back and read one more time. I can see the vegetable garden. All right, very good. You read that one more time on your own. I want to hear it. Good job, guys. Are we ready to write it? All right, so what you're going to do is you're just going to copy the sentence. We have 2 lines because we're not going to fit all of this into 1 line. So we know when we run out of room here, we can't split a word in half. We have to come down to the next line. So when we're writing our sentence, we have to make sure we have all of the parts of a sentence. What does the first letter always have to be? Good, capital letter. So I is always capital anyways, but especially when it's at the beginning of the sentence. Finger space. Can. Spell it with me. C-A-N. I can see. Spell it with me. S-E-E. I can see the. Spell it with me. T-H-E. Do I have any more room over here for vegetable? No, so I'm going to come down here. This is a long word we don't know how to spell, so we're just going to look at it. Excuse me. And we're going to write it as it's shown up there. V E G E T A B L E. I can see the vegetable garden. G A R D E N. Period at the end. Okay? Go ahead and pause your video and go ahead and write your sentence. All right, we are done writing our sentence. Now the next part says glue it. So before we do that, we have to cut out all of the words at the bottom. So I'm going to quickly do that. If you don't get done by the time I'm ready to glue, pause your video and come back to it. I'll be right here. Okay, remember there's two sides, so when you are cutting, make sure you're cutting the words that we're using today. I can see the vegetable garden. If you cut out on this side, it's not going to make sense, and there should be a yellow line through it, so be careful. All right, I'm about done. So, if you need to pause your video, do that now and then come back. Who can tell me what word we need to glue up first? Good. I, right? I. So I'm going to find my I, and I know I have to make the whole sentence fit in this box. So am I going to start over here in the middle? No, you want to start all the way in the end. So, I. What comes next? Can. And we're not going to worry about spacing out our cut out pieces of paper because they're already spaced for you. So you can glue it right next to the first one. I can what? See. I can see the I can see the vegetable. Big word. I can see the vegetable garden. And what do we need at the end of our sentence? Good. Don't forget that period that you've got there. And we don't want the period floating up in space. Make sure it's down towards the bottom. Okay, guys, go ahead and pause your video if you need to finish cutting or gluing, or if you're still working up here, it's okay. Finish it up first. The last step is that you're going to draw a picture, and I don't actually have my crayons by me. I thought I did. So you guys, I'm going to trust you. You know how to use details. You know that it needs to show a vegetable garden. What kind of vegetables could you have in your garden? Yep, carrots, good. Pea pods, good. Cucumbers, you could have pumpkins, tomatoes, onions. Green onions have the green long shoots that come out. Okay, radishes, all kinds of vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower. Okay. If you don't know what a vegetable garden looks like, you could look it up on Google. You could look in books you have at home, magazines, lots of gardening things out right now. So have fun with that, guys. I can't wait to see your pictures.